Hi, welcome to our 60-second review for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like most of you, the iPhone is the most personal device you'll ever use from Apple. Whether for productivity or entertainment, maybe a mix of both. Let's dive into this year's model and find out what makes it special. Ladies and gents, we're back. And once again, this is our 60-second review for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Clearly, it won't be 60 seconds. And also, with so many new features to the iPhone this year, we can't cover everything in one video, but what we will do is cover my top 5 favorite features from the new 16 Pro Max series. So bear with me. We're going to start with the aesthetics, right? So first and foremost, before we get to the top 5, you got a 6.9-inch screen. The phone feels amazing in the hands. So once again, if you have big hands how I do and this phone is really good and comfortable, or if you have smaller hands and you're accustomed to like the iPhone mini, guess what? The 16 Pro series has something for everybody. Of course, you got USB-C. You already know you get the action button and the volume rocker. But more importantly, let's get to that top 5. And that's going to start with the star of the show, camera control. This is the camera control button, ladies and gents. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's very convenient. Let's go ahead and click in there. Now, take a look. Let's move my hand out the picture. And to illustrate how wonderful this works, we're going to set in this nice speaking case. There's the speaking case. Here's camera control. Now, a couple of quick things. Number one, camera control can be done with one hand. I'm not going to do it in this video just because of the angle of which I'm standing at to kind of get this shot. But in another date, I'm going to show you just how that can be done. So first, let's go ahead and click here. As you can see, double click to enter a menu. You get camera. Let's hold this tight. Get zoom. Start at the top with exposure, depth, zoom, camera, styles as in photographic styles. You also get to set the tone. So let's start with photographic styles. You click once to go in. You see standard. Let's start from the bottom. Vibrant, natural, luminous, quiet, dramatic, cozy, ethereal. Let's go back. That's ethereal. You get muted black and white. You also get stark black and white. And if you scroll back to the top past standard, let's see. We're almost there. There we are. Now you get amber. You get gold. You get rose gold, neutral, and cool rose. I love it, right? So let's just go to rose gold for the sake of this. I'm going to double click out. There we are. As you can see, a quick, brief, strong, firm double click will bring you back to the main menu. Now, let's go up to cameras, right? Click in once. You see one time. You get to 0.5 there, right? 0.5 is nice and easy to control. There's also another feature here. Let's go. If you click there, it'll turn it into a selfie. We won't do that now. You get 1 time. You get 2 time. You get 5 time. I mean, it doesn't get better than this, ladies and gents. It's buttery smooth, very easy to use. Double click, take us back. From here, you get zoom. Click in. So as much as you want to zoom in, right there, take a look at speaking and writing. Beautiful. You can zoom out, and zooming out would do the same. You can imagine how far you can zoom. We're not going to test that right now. Double click. Let's go ahead here. Let's go back to the top. Control the depth of field, of course. You can get some nice photography shots off with this. Right now we're at 3.2. Once again, for the sake of this video, I just want you to see that it works really smooth. Control the exposure, same thing. We're going to go down to the bottom here. And just as a reminder, photographic styles has been around for the last couple of years with iPhone. So I encourage you to play around with it. Once you do capture the shot that you like, if you go into editing the photo as well, you can also use that photographic style to kind of play around. I may show you a bit of that in this video. Let's go back, and in here you get tone, right? And the one tricky part about camera control button, I'll go ahead and lock this up for now. Oh, there it is. It just did it. You can take a picture with it, right? The trick is trying to learn how long to hold on to it to get the photo. I've done it by accident many times, but once I master it, that's going to make photographic controls an absolute gem. Right now, it's a 9 out of 10. Once I master how to use the actual picture taking aspect of this, it's going to be a 10 out of 10. It's buttery smooth. It's nice and easy to touch. It helps you get through things. So once again, camera control is a must have. It's much deeper than what you've been told. I encourage you to look into it. All right, next, let's go ahead and go in here. Now, if you know anything about iPhone, it's buttery smooth. Let's go ahead and do some of that multitasking along the bottom. Again, it's great. However, there's a new piece this year, and you have the ability to go into any app and lock it with Face ID, right? So let's go to the Calm app. I'm going to long press on that screen. As you can see, you can request and require Face ID rather. I'm going to click on that and we'll hit require. It's now added that for me. And now to get in here, as you can see, it requires Face ID, but it's already gotten it for me, right? Because I'm standing behind the camera. You can also use that for almost any app and as many apps as you like. So if you like some folks and you like to come into your messages and do that, you want to protect your messages, you can do that as well. You know, you go to your WhatsApp, go to your LinkedIn, Safari, you name it, it'll secure it, all with Face ID. And oh, by the way, it can be undone. So just in case, let's go in here. We'll go to the Calm app, long press again. Don't require Face ID. I'll press that. You have to use the Face ID to kind of change the protocol there. And there it is. Nice and cool. So before we jump to item number 3, let's go ahead and sit this down. I want you to get a nice look at the phone. Again, this is 6.9 inches. It's pretty small compared to my hand. Maybe not to yours. Some people find it to be big, but for me, it's an amazing phone. Here's the camera hump and everything. Once again, newsflash, Apple's made another gorgeous device. So with that being said, we've gone through what? Camera control. We've taken the time to go through the fact that you can kind of lock and unlock apps with Face ID. Now, what else can you do, right? If you're from the land of Android, you're already accustomed to being able to use customization, but here we're going to do the same thing. A nice long press on the screen. You're going to hit edit here at the top, and you're going to see what it says customize, right? I'm going to hit customize and take a look at that. You could do light mode, dark mode. You can make it where it automatically changes based on the time of day, which I think is really incredible. Or you can go tinted. Let's take a look at tinted. And as you see, you saw how they changed. You can play with the color scheme there. You can really make this whatever you want. You can make it large with the apps. You can make the apps as small and regular as you need to. And just literally, there's no limit to the different kind of options you can make. For me, I'm just going to turn it back to light for the sake of this video. But the ability to customize is top tier, and it's a wonderful experience there. I encourage you to play around with that. You know, if you come over here, you get a chance to kind of see those differences and changes as well. So that's pretty awesome. Now, if you're waiting for Apple Intelligence, guess what? It's coming. That is my 4th feature here, right? Apple Intelligence. Now, I'm running the developer beta 18.1, and we're waiting on 18.2 where we're going to get Genmoji and Image Playground and things of that nature. But for now, I want to show you some samples of the actual Apple Intelligence. And before we do that, I know people have been complaining, and guess what? The problem is it's really a non-starter, okay? Apple doing a drop package deal. You're going to get the first run of Apple Intelligence this October. And guess what? It's October. It's coming. It'll be here in one of these weeks. So take your time, relax. They're doing it right. And you'd rather them do Gen AI correctly as opposed to rushing and crashing and breaking your devices. I can tell you from 18.1, it's pretty cool. I believe the second drop comes by the end of the year, and the third drop that kind of finalizes the Apple Intelligence takeover is going to happen in early spring. So I'm not going to give you any exact dates on that. I won't speculate. I'm just telling you what they've kind of released to the public already. But for now, let's take a look. First, let's enjoy that new animation. And I think we can get some sound with that. Let's go ahead and take that off. Listen to this. Siri, what is the Yankees record? Nice. And you can ask follow-up questions, by the way. Who are the Yankees going to face in the playoffs? Who are the New York Yankees going to face in the playoffs? There you go. See how it has that information? How old is Denzel Washington? How old is Denzel Washington? There we go. Show me a picture of a cantaloupe. How many MVPs does LeBron James have? How many NBA championships did Michael Jordan win? We're going to pause it there. As you can see, it's now having the ability to just listen on the fly. If you make a mistake, don't worry, serious listening, and you'll be able to adjust. You can ask it just about anything right now, and you'll get like a really good answer. So if it's doing that on 18.1, I'm far excited for what it's going to do by the time 18.2 drops, and of course, by the time spring comes. Apple Intelligence, of course, is not just limited towards Siri and, Siri answering all your queries. One of the things is if you go into email, let's see if I can show you something here. You see that summarize function right there? It'll summarize emails for you if you're a person who gets a lot of emails. Let's hit summarize. Let's watch that. I love it. I love it. Absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and hop out of there. Apple Intelligence is on the way. It's on its way. It's coming in 3 different drops. Be prepared for that. With that being said, now we're going to move to my 5th and one of my favorite pieces from the new iPhone, right? And of course, we've been waiting for this a long time. Let's go ahead and open up photos. I'm going to actually scroll up here. Hold on. We'll go off camera and do that again. And if you're like me, here's one of the things I've been waiting for, right? Come in, and it's the cleanup tool. I'm going to click the cleanup tool here. And now, as you can see, it tells you exactly how to use it. Tap, brush, or circle what you want to remove. You see that little piece right there? We're going to go ahead and just click on that. Tapping on it, let's see. And there you go. Because it's a beta, it gives you the thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, meaning it did a great job. We're going to go out of there real quick. We're not going to share feedback, but take a look at that. It's so clean, you'll never know it was never there. And so with that being said, there are so many new features that are already out for the new iPhone. Once again, with the new iPhone running iOS 18, you're going to be in love with that. When you get 18.1, that's going to take it to a new level with the Apple Intelligence for you. Just as a phone itself, it is the best iPhone to date. One of the things I'll spotlight for you is the ability to double tap here at the bottom. And look at that. You can now talk to Siri without having to utilize your voice. So if you're in class or you're in a place where you just can't quite, call Siri the way you want, you can type to Siri. And I think that's incredible, and it's inclusive and accessible for everyone. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to show you some sample photos and videos that have been taken with this 16 Pro Max. Enjoy those for a moment, and we'll come back and wrap things up. All right, folks, we're back. I hope you enjoyed pieces of that video, some of those shots there. We wanted to keep it nice and brief for you. What I am showing you is that the iPhone 16 Pro Max has a cinematic camera, has the Dolby Atmos slow motion, 4K, 120 FPS, easy to hold in the hands, the most personal device that you'll ever have. And guess what? It's the best iPhone to date. And it's true. And I'll go a step further. This is the best phone on the planet. Security, how strong the phone is. I know the jerry rig guy, he tried to bend it and all that sort of thing. You know what he does on his channel, but guess what? It's necessary work. And the latest and greatest iPhone has held up to that as well. If you're in the market for a new iPhone, Or if you're like me and you get a new iPhone every year, is this worth the upgrade? Absolutely. Is it worth going to try out? Absolutely. If you're talking about the camera, all the different things you can do with camera control, and that's right now. We haven't even gotten to how they're going to update camera control and make it better. I love the fact that you're able to reassign, of course, the action button. I click on that. For me, we have translate. Bonjour, comment está? I mix languages there, so there we are.
Nous avons traduit bonjour comment está.
Listen, you can have a lot of fun with this phone. As I said, for productivity, for personal, for entertainment, for all things. This is an iPhone for all seasons. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Are you going to get the new iPhone? Are you into the 16 Pro Max series? Let me know what your experiences are. Also, hit that bell icon, subscribe to the channel. Let's get on the road to 1,000 subs. And let me know if you would like to see a day in a life video here. And we'll take this back outside, because I'm telling you right now, pound for pound, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the greatest phone on the planet. We'll talk to you again sooner than you think on a new edition of The Random. Peace.